So yo, are we all diddly doodly, ladies and gents? How we all doing? Woo! That's forgive me, a little bit under weather. Stomach's playing up a little bit today. Started yesterday evening, so today it's just we're recovering. We're recovering, all right. So, how are we all doing, ladies and gents? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. The amount of water I've had as well over the last 48 hours, it's just flushing. It's just flushing it all out. So it's helped massively. But yes, how are we all doing, folks? We are back with the Just Mo Show. It is Wednesday, my dudes and dudettes. So how's the start of your week been? I hope it's been good. I think it's been good. Oh, excuse me, what? I hope it's been good. I hope it's been eventful. Well, actually. But yes, I hope everything's been well. How are you all doing? Get yourselves in the chat. Come and say hello. Yes, we're back. Oh. We are live. We are live. Trying my best to keep the energy up there because, like I said, we're feeling a little bit under weather today. Feeling a little bit under weather. Stomach's a little bit. Ugh. So, there we go. Yes, it's a little bit poorly today. A little bit poorly. So a little bit under weather. Just recovering. I hope that you're all well. Hope you're all good. How's everybody been doing? Whew. Oh. I feel like, as well, like my back just needs like one of those, you know, those what are these sort of like tractor sort of things that literally have like the rollers on them. They have the rollers on it. Like I think it like does like the pavement or whatever. Just needs that just right across the back. That's what I feel like today. Oof. But then I'm like, no, because it's a free world. Oof. Oh. There we go. Whew. Just but yes, I hope everyone's been doing absolutely fine and dandy. You know the drill. We normally give it 5 minutes or so. Allow people to come in and join us. Do 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 do. So, as we normally like to do, we like to give it a little bit of time, allow people to come and. I literally just said, feel free. It's a free world. Hello, Ed. How are we doing? I also want to know what it is that you're wanting as well, because every time you come on here, you just seem to mess around, basically. Every time you come on here. Are you sure about that? Because like I said, every time that you have been on here, you've liked to call some stuff or whatever, and so, like I said, whatever you want to say it. Not bothered. Whew. Yes, make sure you crush that like button, folks, and also make sure to share the live out there, please. And thank you so much. And if you haven't already, crush subscribe. Come and join the show. Come on. This is widescreen. I bet. Yeah, I had a phone call with Ed about a couple of hours ago. I've been trying to get in contact with you all day. He's like, I've been helping out with the community garden. So yes, that is one piece of news, that Ed is joining forces with Mo Ramsey to and assisting by giving him some of the allotment in the new bit of land that he's got. It's still waiting on him messaging me. Oh yeah. So that is to build a community centre. I don't know all the ins and outs. So Ed, if you want to divulge a bit more information about what that all is, because I don't know all the ins and outs, you do. Well, I know he's joined up with Mo Ramsey to create a community centre or community garden. And today he's been refencing and everything. So I'm guessing, I can tell that he's had a busy day. Because like I said, I contacted him when I woke up, and that was around, like, what, 9 o'clock-ish? 9 or 10 o'clock? I didn't receive a reply for ages. I was like, where the hell is he? Sent him another message at around 2 o'clock. Didn't hear anything till about. Or didn't hear anything. Of course, about half 4, sent him another message. Nothing. He came to about. It came to about half 4, 5 o'clock. Sent him a text. Then it came to about half 5. So, right, I'm going to ring him. Thankfully, he answered. Because he's been working all day. Bless him. Bless him, bless him, bless him. By then, I was out all day. Out at 7, then back, then out again 8, then being out all day. Jesus Christ. He's had a busy couple of days because it came Monday. Because I think it all came about Sunday, was it, that you made the announcement? Was it Sunday you made the announcement? I didn't hear from you at all on the Monday, which I was expecting to hear from you from. Nothing. Didn't hear anything. Yesterday, didn't hear nothing. I was like, that's odd. He normally messages me around the afternoon to evening of a Tuesday. I didn't hear nothing. But then today, I've had to reach out to him, and but like I said, Ed, I don't know all the ins and outs. Would you like to divulge a bit more information? A bit more information of what's going on, especially with what you are working with more Ramsey, and his community, etc. Please get it into the chat. Give them all a little bit more information because, like I said, I don't know all the ins and outs. All I do know is that they are basically Ed has gotten a whole bunch of land from an old friend. He got given a bunch of land. Did Ed, and then Ed's given Mo and his community and his team an allotment to use for the community garden. But yeah, like I said, Ed, you know an awful lot more than I do. So let the people know the bit more of the ins and outs of what's happening with that. Yes, we have set up with Mo a community garden somewhere where people could come and see friends and do gardening as well as get free food, a meal, and a friend or anyone in need. Right, Jake, I've had enough. There we go. I've got rid of him. You can't. what is happening. Because apparently I'm buffering on both streams. I've got two screens up, apparently I'm buffering. There we go. We're back, we're back, we're back. Thank God for that, because I was like, where the hell? But yes, we're back. How are we all doing? I don't know what happened there. My internet on two phones that I've got, just for some reason, just went haywire. So I have no idea what just happened there. But yeah, just a sad little man, I'm afraid. Barrel is full of them. Yeah, like I said, I'm too grown for it. Like, I'm too grown for it now. And I'm bored of it. I'm bored. Like, I'm bored of all the bull, of all the BS. If you want to come onto a live stream that promotes charity events, you know, and you want to be a little arsehole and try and discredit it, discriminate other people, be nasty, vulgar, vindictive, toxic, you're going to get removed and no one's going to care about you, like, at the end of it. So, bye, have a great time, if that's what you're looking to do here. We'll be him casting spells. He's gone. But yeah, I'm just sick and tired of it. Basically, I'm done with it. Like, if you want to be childish and do that sort of stuff, do it elsewhere. As a matter of fact, don't do it. What are you doing that for? Why are you going onto a YouTuber's or a content creator's or an influencer's live stream, and then you're attacking other people in the chat and whatnot? You must lead a sad little life for you to do that. You must be extremely lonely, unloved, unwanted. That's what it screams to me when people do that. Attention seeking, saddles. That's what they do. But enough of the saddle. We have got some news. Like I said in Saturday's live, ladies and gents, we do have the Rocky Horror Experience. It is coming this June. Get your tickets now. Get your tickets. Get them via Eventbrite, or if you are local, you can get them through Peter's Fruit and Veg on Dalton Road, or head on over to Cavendish Street to Fat Bob's Music Store. You can get your tickets there also. That's if you are local. And as Ed stated, that he has partnered up with Mo Ramsey, and he is basically helping him with a community garden, somewhere where people can come, see friends, do a bit of gardening, get a free meal, and a friend if they're in need of it, or anyone who is in need. That's what it's there for. Oh God, I'm getting too old for this. There we go. But yes, we've got an awful lot to enjoy. But Rocky Horror, ladies and gents, Rocky Horror Experience is coming to town for you all to enjoy. So, get here. So fasten your seatbelts. That's what I will say. Fasten your seatbelts. Get ready to go insane, because, yeah, we're going to get lost up in a time warp again. So, yeah, make sure to come in. Make sure to come and join us. Make sure you come and join us. I believe it's June. Is it? What date was it again? Is it the 9th of June? Or is it the 14th? 14th of June. 14th of June. So you can get your tickets via Eventbrite, or if you are local, you can get them through Peter's Fruit and Veg, Dalton Road, or Fat Bob's Music Store on Cavendish Street. I'm going to have to take this jumper off because that's when you know I'm a little bit under the weather. That's when you know I'm a little bit under the weather. When I am happy to take my jumper off when it's a little bit cold, because I am like roasting. Yeah, bad stomach, like really bad stomach. So yeah, so yeah, a little bit ugh today, a little bit ugh. I can't, it started last night. Well, yeah, yesterday after late afternoon, and that's when I was like, oh, my stomach, man. And then I was like, I woke up today, I was like, oh, it's worse. So I'm gonna have to have a good sleep tonight, just to you know, sleep it out the system. Also, sweating it out your system helps as well. So I will be going for well, I'll be trying to do some exercises a little bit. Well, after this, so I can hopefully sweat it out my system a bit more. But yes, how you all been doing? How have we all been diddly doing? Oh, now I don't think we have ever done a Rocky Horror experience before. Have we ever done a Rocky Horror show, Ed? Have we ever done a Rocky Horror? I would love to know if we've ever done a Rocky Horror show or a Rocky Horror experience, because I don't think we have we? You'll have to let me know, Ed. Because I'm like, I know Anne's been to loads all over the country. I thought so. So this is the first time that we're ever doing something like this. So all I will say, Tide is coming all the way from Whitehaven for it. God help us. Yeah, God help us. Oh God. But yes, Tyne, who moved to Whitehaven fairly recently, she's coming. She's coming to the event. Um, she hasn't been, I think, to the last one or two. I think it's been, yeah, she wasn't at the last one. She was at the Christmas one, but she wasn't at the RAVE. I think that's when she not one just moved. But yeah, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun for us. It's like, God help us. But yeah, it's been it's been a long it's been a long week already. I would say it's been a long week already. I had a busy day yesterday. I had like meetings etc. For yesterday, so it was quite busy yesterday. So that might be to where I've got it. Probably caught it from being outside too much. I'm becoming like a proper shut in nowadays. I'm becoming a proper shut in. Like I will be at home a lot. Is it bad? Yes, definitely for health wise, health and fitness wise, it's bad. But can't be helped sometimes. I am trying so hard tonight because I'm like I am a bit under the weather, because I'm sat here and I'm like, God, I'm uncomfortable. So I'm like, just power through it, power through it. You got about 30 minutes to go, 35 minutes to go. You can do this. Come on, you can do this, John. It's so bad. I hate being under the weather because I normally don't get ill, but when I do get ill, whoever's had it before me, I get it twice as bad. I get it really, really bad, and I'm like, oh great. So, yeah, that's what it is. But make sure, folks, that you. I'm pretty damn certain that there are going to be a handful of tickets at the Rocky Horror on the door. I don't think there's going to be many, though. I think there's going to be a select amount. Can you confirm that, whether or not, Ed? Because I'm pretty certain that you said that there was going to be a certain amount. If you were to have any on the door, to have supposed walk-ins. I think you said it was going to be 10, didn't you? 10 tickets, just in case. But you ain't going any more than that. You'll have to let me know. Because, yes, a lot of people tend to try and wait for the last minute. Like, they wait till it's on the night. And they go, oh, do you know what, sod it, we'll go. If there is any left, we will have them on the door, but due to the amount of interest, I don't think we will have. I don't either. I generally don't think that there will be any left, because the amount of interest that we are getting is a lot. So, don't be silly. Best get your tickets quick. If you love the Rocky Horror, if you love the show, you love the musical, or the whole shebang, if you want to see it, get your tickets. Head on over to Eventbrite, or you can get them, if you are local, you can get them through Peter's Fruit and Veg Shop, or on Dalton Road, or you can head over to Cavendish Street to Fat Bob's Music Store. That's for all you locals. But for all you out-of-towners, and this, piques your interest, and you love the Rocky Horror, you can get yourselves dressed up as well. We're more than happy for you to do so. You'll have to get your ticket to the Eventbrite. So go get your tickets before it's too late, because they're gonna go quite quickly. That's what we believe, that within the next coming weeks they're gonna start flying because of the amount of interest that we have been getting. Because last time I asked Ed, I think that there was like 30 tickets sold, and it's not even May yet. I think it was like 30 in between 30. I think it was in between 28 to about 35. I think it was like in between that margin. I was like, that's a lot of tickets to be sold like a month and a bit before the event. So we've got a very strong feeling that within the next coming 2 to 4 weeks that they're just going to start going. And I mean going, gone. Oh. Also doesn't help as well that I've not only just had tea. So I'm like, so a bit gassy as well. Because when you just have your tea, you're a little bit gassed up, it doesn't help. It can be bad. But yes, you have to get your tickets now. You'll have to get your tickets now before it's too late. Go get them before somebody else comes along and swipes them. Because if it comes to the day or the night of the show, or of the event, and you say that you go to the Cloud9, you're like, oh, I love the show, I can't wait for this, and then you get turned away because all the tickets have been sold. Then you're like, sugar honey iced tea, I wish I got a ticket beforehand. look, I know a lot of people that are like this. Some of my close friends used to be like this. Some of them still are, and they will wait till like last second, and I'm like, drives me around the bend when they do that. I'm like, why? Why? Just get it. If you want to go to this show, get the tickets at the better price. When they're if they're an offer and it's a little bit cheaper, get them. Because if you are going to go and you're wanting to go, get them now. Oh. And that's how I know I'm a bit unwell, because my back is just in tatters. That's what happens every time I get unwell. If I'm unwell, my back's in tatters. But yes, you'll have to be quick. But yeah, my friends were really bad for it. They would wait till last second and whatnot, and I'm like, because as I've gotten older, I've realised that time management and timekeeping is a very an organisational skills. Like, yeah, as a kid, you scoff at it, when your parents or your elders, they say that you need better time management, or you need better organisational skills. You go, oh my, okay. You don't realise how true that those words actually are until you get a bit older and you try and go out and enjoy something. But unfortunately, uh, things don't go very smoothly, if at all, and it's nothing but chaos, and it's nothing but a headache. It's happened to me once or twice, and it's not good. It's not nice, because you want to go out and enjoy yourself, especially if it's like an event or something, and when it's chaos, it can be really, really, really annoying. It really, really can be. So that's why I tell people all the time. So if you are interested in going to an event, get your tickets as soon as they come out, because, like, say if this was in a city, say if we were in Liverpool or if we were in Manchester, actually as well. Say if this was Blackpool as well, the tickets, because they are, never mind early bird, they are just £10, and the tickets for the Rocky Horror, they are just £10, and they are remaining £10. If you were in a city, they would cost you probably about 20-30 quid, something like that, maybe even 40 quid, because this is a big company. This is, big, professionals that are doing this. You know, so I think they've even got some of the original footage or something as well. I think they've got genuine stuff for it, genuine professionals that are actually coming for this event. So don't be silly, get your tickets, because I've been there before where I've been turned away. I've been there before when um I've left it in the hands of a friend, and it's just gone all pear shape, because their time management and their organisational skills are absolutely poo. So get them now. Get your tickets. Do it quick before it's too late. Before it's too late, and you come to the event on the night, and you're turned away. And it's not a good feeling. It's not a nice feeling, especially when you really want to go in and you want to enjoy yourself. You get lost up in a time warp, and you're like, oh, God's sake. It's not a good feeling. It's not, because you're like, oh well then, what do I do now? What do I do now? Do I stay out? I'm already out. I'm dressed nice. I look good. Do I just go home? That's the worst thing. I have done that before when I have just gone home. It's not a good thing, especially when you're up for a good night out. You're up for a good laugh. Get some great entertainment at an event. You get to hear great music, and everybody's there to have a good laugh and a good time. It's not the greatest of feelings. It's really not. It's really, really not. But you're all probably wondering as well, to those of you that missed, Saturday's live, I will get it here. Excuse me. We have now signed up with an agency who can secure us any artist we want. He's currently in talks with Mr. Williams to bring him to town. However, when you get big names such as Mr. Williams, there are things he requires. But that's where I'm going to leave it. But that's where I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to leave you hanging. I'm going to leave you hanging right there. So I could have you all going, oh, what's this? Yes, I'm now going after Scooter as well. See, when you're speaking about these names, they require certain things, you know, like especially like a venue that's, you know, big enough. We had sent plethora of like letters and whatnot to venues, not just here in Barrow, but throughout the north. You know, as we did say, 2025, 2026, we are doing what nobody has got the bottle to do. Nor do they have the money to do so. So we're putting our money where our mouth is. So all I will say is, watch this space. Watch this space. Because there are going to be things coming. Things are in the works, ladies and gents. Things are in the works. We may do a ladies' night as well later in year. We will see. I wouldn't go. That's what I was like. I won't make any promises. I wouldn't. That's me being honest. Because, like I said, it's good to see people, you know, that are regulars that come to our events and stuff. But what about the rest of yous? What about the rest of the, you know, the locals? Like, where the hell are you at? Because I myself and Ed have had this conversation a lot. It seems to us that a lot of you locals only really want the big names. So, like I said, me and Ed have stated this countless times, that it seems to us that people only care, especially in this town, majority of people in this town only care about big names. Now, I'm going to say this to you all. I've stated this before. Now, I love Barrow. I will always love Barrow. It's my hometown and I was born and raised here. But there's something about this town that sometimes does my head in. And it thinks, the people in it think that these big names are going to want to come here. You people need to wake up from La La Land. Because this isn't Hollywood. This isn't a Manchester, a Liverpool, a Birmingham, London. This is the Northwest. If we were in the United States, this is what you would call the slums. This is the back end. You know, it's where the working class are. It's where all the small venues are. It's where um, all the mountains, etc. are. It's all where the in the matter of sense country land is. You know, there's a lot of fields and a lot of wildlife, all that sort of stuff. Like this is the slums. It's not. This isn't a major eye-catchy, place. This is a place for tourists to a certain extent. Barrow is a little bit, but mainly the Lake District. People that come up here don't go back and go, oh, you need to go to Barrow. Because also, not many people want to come up here because it's so far out in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's an issue with what I would say the rest of the people of the UK that are down south or from Manchester and below, they couldn't give a tiny rat's backside. They don't know Barrow exists. They don't care for Barrow. They don't give a Scooby-Doo because they don't know that this place exists. And once they hear about Barrow or Barrow-in-Furness or Cumbria, they go, what the hell's that? And these big names, they go, Barrow-in-Furness. Where the hell is that? Oh, it's just above Blackpool on the northwest coast. So you're telling me that it's smaller than Blackpool? That's another big turn-off. That we're known to be above Blackpool and we're probably a little bit smaller. Or around the same size. I think Blackpool's a little bit more. Not much though. But Blackpool has got an awful lot more going for it, like attractions like the Pleasure Beach, etc. It's got a couple of decent sized venues. Barrow not as much. Barrow doesn't have that luxury. You look here in Barrow and you are lucky to be able to get a venue that can hold approximately 4,000 plus people in. Maybe even 3,000. But I'm starting for 4,000. 4,000 and up for a capacity venue or just a minimum. No. Like most of the venues here in Barrow, you'll be lucky to get close to 1,000. Now that's not me being mean. That's not me being nasty or anything. That's just me being real. So you're thinking that these big names are going to want to come up here when none of our venues, or maybe like one or two of our venues that nobody wants, that barely anybody uses today. I think there's maybe one or two venues or places. They're not really venues, they're places. And they're probably like fields or whatever. They're not venues. So you're telling me that these big names are going to want to come up here and perform at these non-venues. Wake up. Wake up. Stop living in La La Land, because that's not going to happen. They're only going to come up here if they are guaranteed to have a sellout event with approximately 2,000 to 3,000 plus people or audience. That's what they will come up for. If that is what's guaranteed, if that is guaranteed to happen, 2,000-3,000 plus of an audience / crowd, that's what's going to be like, okay, yeah. Like there is also a whole bunch of other stuff that I have spoken about privately of why there are other reasons that these big names would not want to come up here. Look, I'm not going to sit here and start saying names or whatever, or calling people names, or calling places names. I'm not that type of person. But this town can be quite toxic, and it's been proven. It's got a track record of people in this town being toxic. When things are going well or going right for one person or whatever, there's another person or another group or faction, and they go, oh, let's go in a manner of sense, go shit on their parade. Why? Why are you trying to bring other people down when what they're trying to do is bring Barrow up? If they're finding success, that's great at the same time, but they're trying to bring Barrow up and you're like, no, we're going to bring them down. Give your heads a wobble. Give your heads a wobble. Like, what are you doing? Like I said, me and Ed have had many conversations about this town being toxic. There's a lot of people that are toxic in this town. I've met a lot of them, and it's bad. It's depressing, and people always ask, "What is one of the main reasons why people leave this town?" That is one of the main reasons. People being extremely toxic, because once somebody in this town gets a little bit of success or whatever it may be, they're doing okay for themselves. Somebody wants to come and shit on their parade and try and bring them down. Or say what they're doing is pointless and it's stupid, it's embarrassing, it's this, that. I had it with YouTube. When I was doing YouTube, I remember when I first started, and I think it was about 6 months in, and I was getting subscribers. I was starting to build an audience. I was starting to build a following, and I had people that worked in the yard who have gotten cushy, comfortable lives with comfy, cushy, payment, paychecks, etc. from the yard, telling my dad that it's embarrassing that I'm doing YouTube and stuff like that. And then my dad comes to me saying to me it's embarrassing, and I go, "You want to know how I know it's not embarrassing? Because your work colleagues are either at work not doing the job, or they're at home watching my stuff. I'm the one that's winning because they're the ones that are giving me more views." And that's when his opinion changed on the matter. And that's when I stated to my dad, tell them, go away. Like, I don't care. My son's doing his thing and he's finding success in it. This town can be toxic. This town can be very toxic. So this is a message from me, a lad that is born and raised in this town. People of Barrow, if you are like that, fob off. Grow up. If you are that bothered, if you are that hurt that somebody else has found a little bit of success or is doing well for themselves, and whatever thing that is that they are doing, don't shit on their parade. Don't try and bring them down. As a matter of fact, actually support them. Actually show them some respect and go, "Do you know what? Fair play, mate. Go ahead. Don't forget where you came from. Go ahead. I hope you go off and do it. I hope you go and reach to the highest heights of wherever that it is that you want to get to." That's the whole gist of what I do. Is I try and bring the news to you folks about what is going on in this town, especially for the nightlife. When it comes to events. And when I tell you that these big names that have been mentioned, that are in negotiations with, as Ed has not long just said, Scooter as well, we're going after Scooter now. That's wild. A whole bunch of other names have been mentioned as well. But what needs to change first is what I say. You need to get behind these shows more, because what are you folks? Because like I said, all you folks seem to really care about are the big names. So if the big names don't come, and trust me, there's a possibility that that might not ever happen. There is a possibility. Who knows? These big names could turn around and go, "Nah, I'm alright, thanks," because they have every authority to do so. They have every right to do so. Because they go, "What's a barren furnace?" No, waste of time. People need to wake up in this town. Like I said, I love this town. I love this town, and a lot of the people of this town are great. But there are a vast amount that, or a vast percentage, that need to give their heads a wobble a little bit and kind of get out from La La Land. This isn't Hollywood, you know. This isn't, you know, lights, glitz, and glamour. This is barren furnace. We're talking about the slums. We're talking about the middle of nowhere. No one really gives a tiny rat's backside about. Once people have been to Barrow, you don't ever see them come back. People that have lived here, born and raised here, they go away. They don't come back. The only time that they do come back is like for a couple of weeks to see the family. But the majority of the time, they'll get the family to go where they are because they can't stand Barrow anymore. And like I said, I love my hometown, but there is something wrong with some of the people that are, I would just say, are needing a bit of reality check. That's what I would say, is that some people in this town need a reality check. That these big names aren't going to come up here unless we give them a reason to. That's me being genuine. That's me being real. These big names ain't going to want to go, "Oh, let's go barren furnace," when they have no reason to do so. Unless they're seeing all these sort of events that they are selling out. Or if they're not selling out, they are close to selling out. Near enough every single event. And that's not just us. That's everybody else that does events. It's not just what we are doing here. It's not what Ed's just doing or whoever. Everybody's a collective. All their events are either selling out or very close to selling out. Every single event that they do. Every single one. That's when these big names will go, "We've got a reason to go." Because they sell out. They sell out their events. Each and every single one of these people that put on events, they sell out near enough every single show. Or they pretty much sell out every single event. So if I go there, I'm bound to sell out. I'm bound, you know, if we get, say, 3,000 people plus for in the audience, bound to sell out. Bound to sell out a show easily. Because these other venues have 200, 300, 500 capacity in a lot of these venues. And they're selling out events easily, or they're very close to selling out near enough every single event. All of a sudden, a bigger name sees that, they go, "That tickles my fancy." Little bit syndrome. If we ain't doing it, no one can see. Can. It's sad people think like this. What was that? Is that supposed to say little boy syndrome? Little boy syndrome. You'll have to They could go to the forum, but remember that subsided. Subsides, so your council tax is paying bills, so they have no interest in making enough to cover the bills, as either way they get paid as they want. Try and bring a big name into town. Little boy syndrome. Yeah, it is little boy syndrome. And like I said, there's a lot of people in this town that are great, and there are a lot of people that are within the county of, within the county of Cumbria, and they're amazing. But there are the ones with the little boy syndrome, and they want to try and bring people down, and they don't want anything to come around and stuff like that. Like, it's not just Barrow that suffered with this as well, ladies and gents. It's not just Barrow. I'm talking about Millom. I'm talking about Dalton. I'm talking about Ulster. I'm talking about Cumbria as a whole. But what I'm talking about, because of Barrow, is because I'm from Barrow. But I'm seeing left, right, and centre all the way across Cumbria, people are having to cancel their shows, cancel their events, because they're not selling any tickets. Because all you would rather do is sit at home ordering off Just Eat whilst trying to select something on Disney Plus that you've probably most likely watched about 10 times already. You go, sod it, I'll just watch that again. Like, and then you go out and complain again that there's nothing that comes to your hometown. There's been plenty of stuff, but you've been too born idle and lazy to go out and go to these events. Like I said, we have Rachel Wilson, a good friend of ours, who does her own events about wildlife. They are pretty damn amazing. If I do say so myself, I'm not very keen with wildlife. But what I will say is her events are amazing. They're very, very good. They're very filled with incredible knowledge. You learn a lot of stuff. I'll go to venues who put the same acts on month in, month out. Yes, I've seen that a lot happen in Barrow. I'm not gonna lie, I have seen that happen a lot in Barrow, where there's been one name that's been, or say there's a band that has performed at, like, I'm just gonna say a venue, the Derby, for instance, and then a month later they're at the meeting place, or they're at the Cross Keys, etc. And I'm sat here going, wait on, hold on a minute. They've just performed at another venue a month ago, here in Barrow. I mean, yeah, that's great that they've come back and whatnot, but why have they done it so soon? It's only been a month. Why are these other venues just picking, like, oh, you've already performed in Barrow before, come on over here? It's just bad. And that's what myself and Ed think that is kind of having this town suffer and struggle, is because a lot of these venues that have these events keep putting on the same names, time in, time out, month in, month out. They keep putting on the same names, the same bands. So people look at that and they go, I couldn't care less. I've already heard them. They're either meh or pfft. And they keep getting them. It's stale. No one wants to take a risk anymore. No, they don't. They don't want to take any risks. And then you've got other venues that try to be like the big dogs and whatnot. I'm like, how can you claim that you're the big dog when all you do is keep getting the same acts every single time? Like, you will have one act 1 month and then they will come back to your venue in about 3-4 months' time. That's not great. That's not good. That's bad. That's embarrassing. You're going around trying to be the big I am and whatnot, giving big uns. No, that's pathetic. Why don't you get the? Why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Because that's what you seem to use a lot. Because you go around being big, Mr. Big I Am. That you're the creme de la creme, the best of the best. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is and go out and get these names, or get acts that have never performed in Barrow before? Can you do that? Can you go accomplish that? I doubt it. It's extremely difficult for you to do so. It's difficult. It is difficult because you've got to have a venue that is intriguing enough for these acts and these bands that have never performed here before to go, yeah, I'll come perform at your venue. And like I said, The reason to why a lot of these other names don't like to go to these other venues is because their venues are way too small. They can barely fit 250 people in. They can barely fit 200 people in. The Forum and the Cloud9 are probably the only places that can fit more than 500 people. That can fit more than 200 people. They can get to 500, 550 in between there. I think the Forum can get close to 1,000, I think. If I'm not mistaken. If you go upstairs, they can get 1,000. Let me know if I'm correct there, because I think I am. Yeah, no one wants to take a risk anymore, because they don't. They've seen it all. They've seen it all before, and they go. And that's why, if there are any people out there, any of the venues that watch this isn't a personal attack. It's not a personal attack. I'm saying this as a local boy, born and raised in this town, who is now a young man who's 27 years of age, will be 28 this summer. I'm saying this because you need a little bit of a wake up. Stop booking the same bloody acts, same band, same whatever. Stop booking the same acts month in, month out for your shows. Stop doing it. Put your money where your mouth is. Take a risk. Reach out to these other acts that have never performed in Barrow before. As a fully seated theatre, it can accommodate up to 530, but the retractable seating allows us to offer a wide range of flat floor layouts with a standing capacity of 650. The Forum is a great venue for live music events, trade fairs and exhibitions. 100%. But like I said, this isn't a personal attack. This is not a personal attack to other venues. It's not. It's not whatsoever. I want you guys to go off and have great events and stuff, and have people raving about your latest event and your latest show, and that they can't wait for the next one. Not much bigger than Cloud9. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. It's not that much bigger than Cloud9. I think Cloud9 is 550. No, 530. Oh yeah, you just said it, 530. But the Forum is 650. Yeah, I thought so. I actually thought it was close to 1,000. A bit more closer to 1,000, like maybe around 800 or something. No, it's not as much as I thought it was. But that's why I keep saying it time after time again, ladies and gents, that people need to wake up in this town. These venues need to, in a matter of sense, wake up a little bit and have a reality check that you keep putting on the same acts month in, month out. It's gotten stale. It's gotten stale. And then you guys are struggling to sell tickets as well. And that's why a lot of the venues probably have to try and have free tickets. And they have to try and have like bundles or whatever for their events. Like if you get your ticket or you get a bundle of tickets, you get like a free drink or whatever. That sort of stuff. That's when you know you're desperate. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Stop the bull, stop the BS, and get these other names in that have never performed in this town before. Because best believe me, and trust me when I say this, once you start getting these other names in that have never performed here before, things are going to change. Things will change. Because more people in this town are going to be like, oh, that tickles my fancy. That intrigues me. Oh, they've got this band. Oh, they perform a certain genre of music. I like that genre of music. They've never performed in Barrow before. I'm going to go for that. How much your ticket? 10, 15 quid? Yeah. Hey, okay. Let's go for it. But instead, you've got local yokels that have performed here 10,000 freaking times. You've got the same bands that have performed here 100 times within a year. You just sort of like, it's boring. It's boring. Like, why would I want to see that? Oh, how many times have you had that band now? Oh, it's about the 30th time this month or this year. I'm like, why? Why? You're just putting shows on for having shows for show's sake. You're like, well, what is it that you're actually accomplishing? Nothing. You're accomplishing nothing because you've made that scene, the live music scene, dead. Dead. Stale. Nobody cares. Because you, cheapskate, don't want to push yourself or prove that you're the big don that you keep claiming that you are. Just do it. Trust me, it'll help, because you'll see a lot more people change their tune, change their opinions, and it'll be a domino effect. Because once you start doing it for one show, then you do it for the second show, then you do it for a third show. That's when people are going to be like, I'm going to start coming to these events more, because they're getting in acts that have never performed here. All they're doing is making money now, but the younger people won't come out later in the years quick. Quick buck now, won't make money later. Yeah, won't make money later. Completely and utterly agree with that statement. 100% agree with that statement. All they want is, I want to make quick money right here, right now. Reminds me of my friends. Now, I did a podcast. It reminds me of them a little bit. And I love them bits. I love them a bit, but I do think that they have done things to get money quick. I think that, because I remember when we started doing merch, and they were like, for some weird reason, they were like, oh, they're for free. And I'm like, excuse me? I was like, why the frig are they for free? I said, for us, they are for free, because it's our podcast. Why aren't we charging? And they were like, oh, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Why aren't you charging for it? Because I even had a big hullabaloo with Ben over it. Why aren't we having people pay for their jumpers? Why haven't we got a website to have it on there, that they don't just have to reach out to us? Like, if they want a jumper or a t-shirt or a polo or a pair of shorts or whatever, they go to the website. They can get whatever they want. Like I said, we could have affordable products, affordable clothing. I said, we've got 4 of us here. If we all put 25% in each, we'll be able to cover it. But that didn't happen. Which is what I was like, why? All they're doing is making money. I thought you're putting it on a bloody chat then. Oh. But no, I do agree with that. Like I said, I love those lads, but I do think that they are doing certain things for money quickly, and it's not gone as quickly as I think they've hoped it would go. And I'm like, well, no, because this isn't. You're not Andrew Tate. You're not Andrew Tate. You're a bunch of local boys that have done what you guys have done. And the company's like, I'm big enough or whatever. But you guys are doing well, and I say it was that you guys are doing well. But it's these companies, because Ben had a clothing line. Ben had his own clothing line, and he got rid of it after a month because he had no sales. And I bollocked him for it. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, what on earth are you doing? I said, you've got a clothing line, you're an unknown, you're a nobody in the scene. It's going to take a lot longer than a freaking month for you to have any sales. Also, you didn't do any advertisement. You didn't ask me for help because I've got my own platform. You could have asked me for help to sponsor or whatever. So that's how you're supposed to do it. You need to advertise. You need to market. But you didn't do it, and that's why his clothing line struggled. That's why he had no sales in a month, because he just didn't advertise it and market it. Especially in his own local town, he just posted stuff on Facebook. I'm like, that's not going to get you anywhere. You need to shove it down people's throats. Before I could even get something from his line, it packed it all up. I was like, because I was going to pay full price for stuff, because I'm a friend. I want his company to succeed. I remember that happening, and I just remember going off on him. I was like, you're an absolute numpty. You're an absolute numpty for doing that. And I love him to bits. I generally do love Ben to bits, but when he did that, I was quite cross with him. I was like, what were you expecting? Quick money? You've got a clothing line, you're a nobody. It was going to take... It's the same thing with another friend, Jordan Fisher. He had a clothing line, Grit Clothing. He doesn't own it now, but his clothing line took about a year to 2 years before he got any proper sales coming and started to make actual profit. A lot of people just think that they can do stuff and it's going to get them money quickly. No, that's not how the world goes around, I'm afraid, ladies and gents. And that's not how the cookie crumbles. Like, when you get into the real world and you realise that you're in the real world, that things don't happen like that. Andrew Tate wasn't always a multi-millionaire. Andrew Tate was once upon a time somebody that was flat broke. Just like me, flat broke. Until he built himself up. Him and his brother built themselves up to becoming multi-millionaires. They didn't start off being multi-millionaires. They worked their way to being multi-millionaires. Most people, when they become multi-millionaires, not the vast majority of them do not get multi-millions on a whim. They're not just born with it. The vast majority of them. There is the rare few that do actually have, fairly off, fair off parents. They've got good money or they've got good careers, and so they've got money behind them, and that means that the kids or their kids, they then get money from them. But the vast majority of people that have become millionaires are because that they put in sweat, blood, tears, bones broken bones, pulled muscles, the whole shebang, to get to where they are, to have the millions that they do have, to have the careers that they have. That's the vast majority of these multi-millionaires. Not the majority of them just weren't born with it, or just had it, just hiddly-piddly, boom, there you go. There you go, it's there. You've got all your multi-millions in the bank now that you've just created your own company or something. No, that's not how the world goes around, I'm afraid. And some people, I do think that it's not just this town, it's all over the world. And so that's why I'm just sort of like, it's time to wake up. Get out of La La Land. Stop watching Andrew Tate all the time, thinking that you're the top G and whatnot, thinking that, I'm going to be the next multi-millionaire because I'm going to follow Andrew Tate's guideline, or the way he did it. His way ain't going to work for you. His way isn't going to necessarily work for you. People find success in very different ways. Some people rely on talent. Some people rely on luck. Some people rely on having the right connections. everybody does it differently. Time to wake up from La La Land and stop realizing that everybody stop looking in for the quick buck, because that's not how the real world goes. Not anymore. Especially, it never really has been. That's just the way it goes, and everybody needs to realise it. Because it is sad. Like, do I wish that, 4 years on YouTube nearly now, do I wish that I had more of a following and was getting a stable income? You're damn right I did. You're damn right I did. But guess what? That's not how the cookie crumbles sometimes. It takes an awful lot on YouTube in today's generation, in today's world, for you to find success. And for you to go big, etc. It doesn't happen for everybody. Am I content with the way I am right now? Yep, because I'm still enjoying making content. But I enjoy doing interviews and being a presenter and being a host, talking to people. This is what I love doing. If I can find a career, if I can somehow get a career out of doing this, I'll be happy, and I can get a stable income. If I could get stable income from doing all this stuff, I'd be absolutely ecstatic. Because this is a passion. This is what I love doing. Because right now it's a hobby. Eventually, I want it to have a stable income. That's what I want. People of Barrow and people all over the world, such as Barrow, excuse me. People of the world, wake up. Stop looking for the quick buck, easy money, next multi-millionaire, because it doesn't happen overnight. It takes years for you to get there. Because most multi-millionaires have to build empires to get to where they are. Most of them do. But that's where we're going to have to leave it for today. Like I said, folks, get your tickets right now for the Rocky Horror Experience. Let me know of what you thought of everything tonight. Let us know. Because, yeah, it's time that people woke up a little bit, came into reality, stop living in La La Land. Hopefully, other places in Barrow stop having the same acts on month in, month out, because it's a bit redundant now. It's very stale. Change things up and start getting some acts from outside of town that have never performed here. Don't know how you're going to do it. Just give it a shot. But yeah, get your tickets for your Eventbrite, or you can head on over to Peter's Fruit and Veg on Dalton Road, or head on over to Cavendish Street to Fat Bob's Music Store to get your tickets there as well. That's for all you locals. And I will see you all next time on Saturday night, 8 p.m. Hopefully, I'll be feeling a lot better for then. Because, yeah, the stomach's still a little bit ugh. But I will see you all then and there. Good night, ladies and gents. See you Saturday. Bye now.